When you're making timelines in your notebook, it's a good idea to open up to a 2-page spread so that you have lots of room to record the important events. In my notebook, I have Charlotte's timeline in red, and it goes across the page. And I have the historical timeline in blue. Now, what I started to do is on Charlotte's timeline, we don't know exactly when she was born. In the prologue, it says the mid-1800s. And we know that shortly after that, she was put in an orphanage. So I kind of just put both of those details around the mid-1800s, maybe around 1850. Okay? And from what we read yesterday, we know that it's about 10 years after the accident from when she was around 2 years old. So she's about 12 years old, and it's around 1860. Now, nothing super important has happened right now, but I feel like something important is about to happen in the next chapter. So we might be jotting something under her age, maybe an important event right there. Now, if you take a look at the historical timeline, I started to put some historical events that I remember hearing about last week. I know that in 1846, that's around when the Oregon Trail started up. In 1849, the California Gold Rush begins. Remember, the 49ers were the people that traveled out west in search of gold. And these are other two events that I looked up on the internet that I know that are important during this time period. In 1862, the Homestead Act was a bill that was passed by the government to kind of encourage people to keep moving out west. And in 1869, the Transcontinental Railroad was finished. This was a railroad that went across the country so that people didn't have to take covered wagons any longer. So as I'm reading Writing Freedom, I'm going to continue putting important events on Charlotte's timeline, and I'm going to continue to look up important things that are happening during her life in real history. This is a great note-taking technique while you're reading any type of historical fiction.